Welcome to day 11 of the Daily Doodle December Challenge. Before we dive into our doodling, let's pause for 3 breaths together. Eyes closed or gaze looking down softened. Hands either resting in your lap or one hand on the heart and one on the belly. Softening through the face, neck, and shoulders. And inhaling deeply through the nose. Exhaling with a sigh through the mouth. And again, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Letting go of any tension in the body. And one final deep breath in. Exhaling. Setting aside any busy thoughts and worries for the next little bit while we doodle together. So today's doodle will start in the center with a small circle. A slightly bigger one around, slightly bigger one around, and then a 4th one. They may be wonky circles. They may be ovals. Embrace whatever shape it takes. Now we'll draw up from the center of the top, down from the center of the bottom, and over from the sides. Then in between, we'll go up to the corner, down to the corner, and then we'll go in between each of these with another line. Roughly aiming to have it in the middle, but not worrying if it doesn't end up that way. And now we simply do a little bump in between the lines all the way around. And my bumps, you'll notice, will be differing shapes, differing sizes. Now we're going to do another bump. And all the way around. And again. I'm curious if, now that we're on day 11, are you finding it any easier to play with abandon and quiet the inner critic? See, like right there. My inner critic flared up a little bit because in hindsight, I wish I hadn't made this wonky shape. I wish I had done it so that it just went up off the page and came back down. But I'm okay with it because I know in the big scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. I'm having fun. And these imperfections, which aren't really even imperfections, are part of what make my pieces original. So there you see I just went off the page. Come back in here. So this continues until you reach the edge. And then I'm going to come in to any spots where I still see a line and just kind of finish it off in some way. There we go. So that is it for the black doodling today. If you're stopping and not adding color, feel free to add additional doodles here in the center, maybe little sort of sunshiny marks or tiny dots. You might color in random bands of the little scallops. But for me, I am going to use alternating monochromatic sort of peachy orange markers and gel pen with some silver as well. So I think maybe I'll start with the orangey glitter gel pen. So I have 4 colors. I'm going to try to do this systematically. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, which means the first bump will be this color. Feel free to do a pattern like I'm doing or make it more random. Feel free to color in with one color at a time like I'm doing. Or open and close pens and work from the center out, switching colors as you go. There is no right or wrong way to do this. It had been my intention when I started the challenge to play with lots of my art supplies. 1, 2, 3, so this one. But the reality is these doodles are so small, 1, 2, 3, that not all of my supplies are really suitable. So I keep gravitating to these gel pens that have a nice fine tip and vibrant color, and markers, same thing, fine tip, vibrant colors. Done a little bit with pencil crayon. Unless I'm doing a wide chunk of color, I'm not finding the pencil crayons my favorite. They will do little tiny bits of color like this, but it can be hard to get it as vibrant. Although maybe that's because I have a tendency not to keep my pencils very sharp. All right. Now I'll do the pale orange. And the way I've done it, now I need to be a little more mindful that I don't stick my hand in any spots where the gel pen is still drying. I've done that plenty of times, and there's nothing wrong with putting your hand in it. It has a tendency to give you unintended smears, but that's just an opportunity to roll with what is. As you can tell from my commentary as I doodle, I aspire to release perfectionist tendencies, but it's a practice. It's a process. I certainly do not have it mastered. I think it's kind of fun. I quite like how it's ever so slightly blending into other days. There's nothing that says that there has to be a harsh delineation between the days. And all right, now I'm going to do a sparkly again. So this is a silver, but it's different. The silver I used over here is more opaque. And it's a bit looks a bit darker. I would say it's more metallic, and this is more glitter. It lets almost the white of the page come through. Just adds a bit of silver glitter on top. This one's still a jelly roll, and the lid looks like that, kind of a clear lid with sparkly. Although, to be honest, the lid of the other one kind of looks the same. This is a newer one that has a click pen. And this one's an older one that had a lid separate. There's lots of different colors and kinds of jelly roll gel pens. And they're all quite fun. If you're getting any, though, just be careful to only get what you're likely to use, because they can sort of dry up if they sit for years and years and years unused in your stash. I just went through all of mine the other day and was delighted to discover that there were some that still worked. I put the tips in the hot water, and that seemed to get a lot of them flowing again, but I did have to throw out quite a few as well. Wow, that is quite pretty, that little bit of silver. Now I'm coming back in with marker again in a salmon-y shade. Oh, I forgot down here. Well, now this one's looking kind of pumpkin-y. Not the salmon, but the overall look of today's square with these oranges. For those of you in the US, I guess we're not that far off from when you just had your Thanksgiving, perhaps with pumpkins. But here in Canada, where I am, pumpkins feel like a long time ago. Because we have our Thanksgiving in October. This is completely aligned with what my plan was for the demo page. I really was aiming for this one to be an experimentation with color and supplies. here we go. So that is it for today's doodle. Now I will color my tracking star for the day. I'll do it with the bigger end of the marker. Very satisfying. See this page filling up. Now I will show you the other samples that I made. So this is the green and gold example. And then on the blue and silver page, that's what I made. So this is on the week at a glance page that I've been doing in blues and silvers. Those are from before, and that's from today. Thank you for doodling with me today. I hope you feel calmer and more grounded, and I hope to see you back here again tomorrow for some more doodling.